Hey everyone, this is Nathan here from NQ Productions, and welcome to a brand new video. Today's video is going to be a small and quick one, where I'm going to take a look at the two newest episodes from Fazbear Friends. Now, last time we talked about Fazbear Friends, we reviewed the 5th episode of the series, Extermination, which was the final episode of Season 1. I enjoyed many aspects of episode 5, such as the expressive animation, the characters, the zany humor, and the premise of the episode, though the plot structure was a bit messy and the meta jokes could have been handled better. At the end of the day though, I still liked the Extermination episode, and was looking forward to seeing what Fazbear Friends would do next. And now, we've got 2 new episodes to review, so let's see what the start of Season 2 of Fazbear Friends has in store for us. Let's start off with going over the plots of each episode, starting off with Season 2 Episode 1, Death by Mimic, where it follows up from the previous episode with Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy being in court due to their killing spree in the Extermination episode. They try to defend themselves by saying they killed all of the crossover characters to save the universe, but Bendy and the other crossover characters don't believe them due to a lack of evidence, mainly due to Freddy not being able to snap his fingers, MatPat.png showing them a Freddy jump scare, and Bonnie messing up the court case big time.
Billions of lives were at stake. Would you not kill all your friends? I know we would, because we did.
I cannot believe I am saying all of this stuff right now. Freddy and the gang then get sentenced to death via the Mimic, but then the Mimic instead attacks Bendy, and despite what happened beforehand in the courtroom, Freddy sacrifices himself to save Bendy, and he also says this.
Why'd you do it, Frederick?
Well, you can't have Fazbear Friends without friends.
Because of Freddy's heroic acts, the crossover characters drop the court case, and Freddy and his friends then proclaim that business is back at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Fast forward to Season 2, Episode 2, Meet Allie and Kazam, where Freddy Fazbear's is struggling to attract new customers, and then suddenly, 2 crazy-looking characters, Allie and Kazam, show up where they want to make a business deal with Freddy and the gang. They're hesitant at first, but after a crazy and catchy song, 99% of the characters accept the deal, and now we await to see what Freddy's will be like under the new partnership. So, those are the stories of each new episode, so now let's go over what's good and bad in these episodes, starting off with the good stuff. The animation is still fantastic, super expressive, great lighting, amazing character animation, and also the musical in the Allie and Kazam episode is just pure eye candy with great visuals. Speaking of Allie and Kazam, I love their designs, their heads being Rubik's Cubes and their wacky colors and shapes look amazing. Another great aspect of both of these Season 2 episodes is the humor. Most of it is really funny, and the meta jokes aren't as in your face as they are in Extermination. The best way to describe the comedy is weird, random, chaotic, and fast-paced. And thankfully, most of the characters, both old and new, are still enjoyable, including Allie and Kazam, though I feel like I need to see more of them in the future before I say more on them. All I'll say for now is that I like them, but they feel like knockoffs of Kane from Digital Circus. You know, being unhinged and quirky characters looking to put on a show, if you know what I mean. Anyways, the last good thing I'll talk about is the premise of each of the episodes. I like the idea of Freddy and the gang facing consequences for their extermination in Episode 5, and seeing the Mimic show up was neat, and Episode 2 had a solid story as well. I also like how Episode 2 focused more on the FNAF characters instead of everyone in the crossover characters, making it feel like a classic episode of Fazbear Friends rather than the crossover heavy stuff that we see nowadays that stays away from what Fazbear Friends started off as. Now, is there anything bad in these episodes? Well, not really, but there is a few things that drag them down from being amazing to just good at best, and that's the pacing, the duration of the episodes, and the randomness of everything. Since these new episodes are only around 4 minutes long, it doesn't give anything long-lasting substance or memorability. Freddy's sacrifice in the Mimic episode could have had more emotional weight to it if everything wasn't so fast. And on top of that, everything is back to normal in the next episode like as if nothing happened. And I know that earlier I praised the humor from being random and funny, but sometimes it gets too random to the point where it feels like my brain is melting a bit. And the last thing you want to do is make brain rot. Anyways, with all that said, even with the small issues I have in these season 2 episodes, I still enjoyed them for the most part. The animation is amazing, I still like all of the characters, the humor works for the most part, and the premises of each episode are great. The only things holding these episodes back from being amazing is that things need to slow down, literally. The episodes are too short, the pacing is too fast, and the humor is too quick every now and then. But other than that, these new episodes are pretty solid, and that's why I'm going to give both of these new episodes a 7 out of 10. Pretty entertaining stuff overall, but things need to slow down a bit for things to get better from here on out. Well, there you have it, guys. That's my thoughts on the first 2 episodes of Season 2 of Fazbear Friends. What did you guys think of these new episodes? Let me know down in the comments below. Anyways, that's all I've got for you today in this quick video. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more content, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!